Hello guys, how are you doing? Welcome back to Gamer Central. So guys, in today's video, we're going to discuss why Cyberpunk is dead. Does anyone even play it anymore? Are you guys excited? Alright, let's get started. So keep up with me till the end, comment right below this video, subscribe if you still haven't, and turn on the post notification for more videos. Cyberpunk 2077 is an action role-playing video game developed by and published by CD Projekt. The story takes place in Night City, an open world set in the Cyberpunk universe. Players assume the first-person perspective of a customizable mercenary known as V, who can acquire skills in hacking and machinery with options for melee and ranged combat. Is multiplayer dead? Here's why it's unlikely canned. What it sounds like is that CDPR is scrapping its plan for a standalone release and going back to the drawing board. I read this as the company now developing in-house online tech that can be slipped into games as they evolve with updates. This could, in effect, end up happening with Cyberpunk 2077, which could change over time as new updates are launched, which would include added tech to handle online functionality and eventually a proper Cyberpunk 2077 multiplayer experience. These updates could start small, but I'll admit I am struggling to see what online functionality they could add that wasn't full-blown multiplayer that would add much to the game. What I would have loved to have seen is co-op play. It would have meant reworking how the dialogue works and how a second protagonist could slip into the game alongside V. A kind of sidekick helping V on his or her journey through the game. That's unlikely to happen, but it would have been great. So is multiplayer dead? I think it's more likely delayed for a lot longer than fans expected than actually dead in the water. They need time to carry out the changes at the studio, fix the game, win gamers back, and then reveal any future online functionality. That said, what a full multiplayer experience would actually look like in Cyberpunk 2077 is hard to envision at the moment, but they obviously had plans. Less hype. There was also a lot of emphasis on CDPR's marketing strategy too, during the CDPR strategy slides. No longer will they be pushing out development updates years in advance. Marketing will be more measured and not kick in until closer to a product's release. It has been said that CDPR is not the only party to blame for this. The press played just as big a role in extolling the brilliance of the game well in advance of even playing it. Writing about a game demo behind closed doors no longer cuts it, and gamers need to be savvier and take what's written with a pinch of salt. Journalists also need to stop thinking about hits and start thinking about consumers. I know it's hard for games journalists, but they need to at least try. There's a lot of work ahead, but there's a game here that could reach its full potential given more time. I know you've read that 1,000 times already, but Cyberpunk 2077 is far from a disaster, especially on PC. Will gamers hang around to find out if the game's been improved and hanker after a potential Cyberpunk 2077 multiplayer experience? Probably. The game's issues have caused such a ruckus, it's likely going to get column inches in the media for some time now. The game's press always looks for the most sensationalist stories to keep readers coming back, and that could benefit CDPR in the long run, whether they be good or bad headlines in the weeks and months ahead. Does anyone even play it anymore? The game had 1 million simultaneous players on PC at launch. The role-playing game now hovers around 225,000 active sessions. The figures compiled by GetHype are quite interesting. While Cyberpunk 2077 has done better on PC as opposed to console, on Steam with over 1 million players and maintaining mostly positive feedback from over 300,000 player reviews, unfortunately, Cyberpunk 2077 hasn't been able to maintain its player base on Steam. And when comparing the new IP to CDPR's previous biggest game, The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, the dev publisher could be in even more trouble. So guys, that's about it for today's video. Share as much as you can. That really motivates us to create more content for you guys. With that, we end our video. Hope you liked it. Do hit the like button down there if you did. Comment down below with your views and do share with your friends. See ya. Take care.